All right, we're hot.
Hot, hot, hot.
Hey, everybody, welcome back to another episode of You Haven't Seen That Podcast, or YHST for short. I'm Isaac.
I'm Elva.
And this is, of course, a show where we cover movies on the growing list of films that has people asking us the question, you haven't seen that? Intermission edition. I need a record scratch. We're intermission edition once again, and the next episode will also be an intermission edition because there's so many good movies that it's hard just to throw them into the snack form. Plus, they haven't really gotten around to putting out the snack form versions in a timely fashion. It's a little bit easier. I still like doing the video stuff. So obviously, we're gonna have some spoilers, and the movies that we're covering that we're gonna be spoiling a little bit are Eddington and Naked Gun.
Ooh.
Two very opposite ends of the spectrum movies. But again, heads up, spoilers. If you're looking for any kind of spoiler-free, bite-sized movie reviews, you can go to our social medias at
YHST Pod
on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. And there are all those snack form movie reviews that you've been looking for.
Share them with your friends.
And family. Coworkers. They're safe. It is safe for work. I'm only shirtless in one of them.
I guess, yeah.
And if you want to support us in a monetary fashion, please do so. Go to Venmo at
YHST Pod.
And we appreciate that, whether you're supporting us by engaging in all the social media stuff. And we really do love it, and we really do appreciate it because it helps us a bunch, and it makes it worth doing. So now we got all that sappy stuff out of the way. This is going to be a shorter episode. In fact, these next two ones are going to be quite short. It's been a hell of a busy week. We had a lot going on this past weekend. We had time to watch some movies. In fact, we did a double feature on this one. But at the time of this recording,
Double
feature, we were over at the Hype Studios. They were setting up a whole live show. By the time this episode comes out, well, it'll come out this week. The party's going to be a bunch of fun. So, look to the Hype Attack podcast for that fun live stuff. Will we have a live YHST show? Who knows? But, most of the guest list is going to be all my people. So I'm pretty sure the consensus is it's a YHST party.
Might as well.
Again, because it's a quick episode, we're not doing any news. So, again, look to the social media for if and when we put up any of the new stuff, and look to our stories. We'll still kind of throw some of repost other people's things in the meantime to try to keep you as informed as possible. And I'm sorry to report, we're not doing the game today.
So I can't get any points to win.
Yeah.
Bummer.
Behind the scenes, we're doing back-to-back episodes. So we're just trying to make it quick and snappy. Pappy. All right, let's start off with Eddington, the more serious of the film.
Yeah.
It is an Ari Aster movie. It is starring Joaquin Phoenix, Pedro Pascal, Emma Stone. Austin Butler has a little bit in it. If anyone is familiar with Ari Aster, or rather isn't familiar with Ari Aster, he is the director and I think writer of Midsommar,
Hereditary,
Beau is Afraid, which is one that our friend Amanda, if you're listening, it's still on the list. I want to see it very soon, and also has Joaquin Phoenix. And then the other very notable work that Ari Aster has done is, and have you seen this, darling? Called, it's a short film, and you can find it on YouTube called, by the way, per your discretion is advised.
I have not seen that film.
No. The Strange Thing About the Jeffersons. People who are in the know just went like, oh,
Is it the
God.
Jeffersons or the Johnsons?
It might be the Johnsons. Are you familiar with that?
I'm a good show person, so I did my research. I thought it was the Johnsons, but I could be wrong.
You might be right. Either the Jeffersons or the Johnsons. It's a disturbing thing, the way the subject matter that it focuses on and its take on it is disturbing for the most part.
Oh, The Strange Thing About the Johnsons. I was right.
Yeah. So anyhow, we're going to focus on Eddington, of course. So let's get into it. The basis of the story is the town is of Eddington, a very small town, and the pandemic happens in the midst of like a mayoral, re-election, which is Pedro Pascal's character, and the sheriff of the town is Joaquin Phoenix. It starts slow,
real slow. I thought I was like, oh no, I signed up for a different movie,
right?
Because I know this was one of the movies that I wanted to watch.
You were very, very adamant about watching this.
And the first like couple 30, 40 minutes, I was like, oh no, it's the first time I picked a bad movie. But kind of put it into like it's May of 2020.
Right. So like the pandemic is just blooming.
Yeah. People are like putting mask on,
All of
mumbo jumbo.
all of the starting fears.
Yeah.
God, I remember like as the movie was going on, as it was progressing, it in a sort of trauma sort of way. Like, you know, oh gosh, I remember the toilet paper wars. I remember
Oh my God, yes.
masking, not masking,
The
everything.
waiting in line to go to the store.
6 feet. Remember the 6
Yeah.
feet? Jesus, people are adamant about the 6 feet. Not being able to walk down our apartment hallway without like your neighbor just going like, ooh, and try
Right.
to, you know,
You're like, wait, hold on.
you're hugging the walls.
Although I was still to this day, I would like people to stay at least 3 feet away from me. I
Just
don't
in
want you
general.
rubbing on me while you're in line to pay or like all up on me.
And that's just me directly.
Like, back it up. I don't need to smell you.
This movie is a commentary and a narrative on society, and it does get a little political. I mean, it touches, here's the thing, it's a commentary on society as a whole. It can be a depressing movie because, like, as far as my own opinion, I walked away from it going, yeah, that was how everybody was acting. And the consensus of the thing is there isn't a message in the story. There's not like an outright, you know, here's the good guy, here's the bad guy. Everyone's kind of a shitty person. Everyone's kind of the bad guy. And I'm not necessarily a nihilistic person. I do, you know, very much like David Cornsweet's Superman, you know, I try to find the beauty in people. I struggle to find the beauty in people. But when a situation like the pandemic happens, that is a very, very hard thing to do. And this movie encapsulates, I think, perfectly everything in that, in very symbolic ways, as is Ari Aster, his way. But what stood out to you?
The whole thing was just like people are shitty. And it's just like when you look up this movie, it says like dark comedy, drama, Western kind of thing. And I'm like, where's the horror in that? Because a little bit was like, oh God, somebody didn't wait years to make a movie of 2020, like COVID, within like, 5 years of it happening?
I mean, I think it's a prime time to make it.
Yeah. But at the same time, it's like, damn. But they covered a lot in like its own way of storytelling. They covered like the main events of like what May was. Like when it kind of started, like everything kind of started to fall.
I think that fall was the death of George Floyd. Everyone was already having doubts. This is just from my observation. I'm not getting political or anything like that, but like that's when everyone was already having doubts as far as like, was the government helping them out, and law enforcement and authority figures and stuff like that. So that happening just like popped the bubble, and then everything went to shit. So that is illustrated in this movie by protesters and rioters. And so that creates a different kind of struggle. But the reason why, in a quick generality, in a quick nutshell, the reason why I say that this is like slightly a political movie is you do have the battle between the left and the right? The liberals and the Republicans, the conservatives. But you have it as far as like the extremes, the in-betweens, and then everyone else that is that has their own beliefs.
Yeah.
Whether it be with the protesting and everything that falls underneath that, or, you know, the maskers and non-maskers and everything that falls in between that. So it's a very broad spectrum, and it just, like I said, it perfectly encapsulated everything that had happened. I mean, it was a sensitive time where you think you're in the right of what your opinion is during that time, and then someone else has a counterpoint, and maybe they don't believe exactly what you believe.
And then the conspiracy theories and everything. I think this movie just covered everything with
It
all
really
that.
did.
Yeah. I mean, if I were to recommend this movie, I think I would have to be go see it, but with like an open mind.
Yeah.
And kind of wait until the movie finishes to actually like form your opinion.
Well, I think that people, from what I understood, is people were kind of upset that there wasn't exactly a message, or more so that the movie wasn't taking a side. But that was the whole point of the movie that I saw, is that there was no point, there was no message other than here's a mirror up against society and what had happened during that time, that nothing really mattered. The really interesting part of this movie was the dialogue between characters. Anything that was spoken didn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
Everyone believed that what they were saying was the right thing. So the actor's job to playing these characters was to say the things that they were saying in a way that it seemed like they were convincing themselves, and whatever side and whatever in-betweens that everyone had taken during this time and in this movie, everybody made it their personality. So I remember during this time I had an issue with how individuals function. And there's two things that you can see yourself as. There is your individual personality, your individual identity rather, and then there's your group identity.
Okay.
In my opinion, you are a healthy person if your individual identity comes first, if that holds priority. But once your group identity holds priority over your individual, you're a sheep. You're swayed. You're swayed very easily because you may have an opinion, but my group says this, so I got to follow it.
Yeah.
And now you're not thinking for yourself. And this movie it showed that.
A beehive mentality.
Exactly. Yeah. And it showed that with a number of characters. I mean, I listed like the top build characters, but there are so many, I don't want to say the word smaller characters because there is no small part, there's no small role. Everyone's part to play in this, from like Pedro Pascal's son to his son's friend, the friend's love interest. I mean, everything. Everybody plays a part because in this whole mess of the whole 2020 thing, everyone was small and meant nothing, yet at the same time meant everything. And as a collective, as a society, they were dangerous. I mean, the weapon of choice was social media. The weapon of choice was phones. And that's how
the lives, people started utilizing lives more. And that's exactly what this movie was. As soon as like there was a problem, was it Joaquin Phoenix's character like would go on a live, or someone's character would go on a live right away?
I got you. I thought you meant live streaming. You meant or posting.
Yeah.
So Ari Aster made a point to frame cell phones and social media as like a weapon, as a gun, because it was exactly used at that. Whether it was someone being their own talking head and running a smear campaign, or in the sense of Emma Stone's character encapsulating the Me Too movement and how people were using it properly and inappropriately. And Austin Butler's little bit role, he was, from what Ari Aster had sort of pointed out, he was supposed to kind of embody the internet as a whole and how it can be sort of evangelistic. I mean, there's a lot to digest. When we had finished the movie and we do our usual chit chat afterwards, we were both kind of quiet. We were like figuring it out and piecing it together.
That's why, like when I said earlier, like give it time after you watch the movie. Don't shut it off halfway through, because then you'll be like, what the heck did I watch? No, just like finish it, sit with it for a bit.
Yeah.
Try to figure it out in your head.
Let it settle.
Yeah, because once, like, what was it, a day or two after, we're like, oh, did you this and that?
We couldn't stop talking about it.
You have to kind of let it settle, like basically then real life, we had to let it settle.
But the main focus of the movie is more on Joaquin Phoenix's character, which he, again, plays the sheriff, who then wants to become mayor. And just some shit goes down. He has a power struggle. There is a sort of Chekhov's gun in the beginning. It's classic filmmaking where in the very beginning, his mother-in-law kind of sees him as a weak man. And she's spouting all these doomsayer things and conspiracy theories and whatnot. And one of the lines she says is, "Where is your anger?" The slow ass, boring first act, the movie needed to be that. It needed to start off slowly. It needed to sort of, make you, the audience, the frog in the boiling pot, if you will.
Yeah.
Because then when shit went down, it was hectic, as it really was back in 2020. But there is a moment in the third act where it takes such a turn that I looked at you and I go, "Oh, this is more. This movie is so much more."
It is.
Yeah, in a very all it takes is one bad day sort of way.
Yeah.
That Joaquin Phoenix may or may not have played a similar role in another movie where all it took is a bad day. For
him, it was more like one bad month.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, but finally,
I love how that moment built up. And he snaps, and again, it sort of shows how everybody in this movie and illustrating everybody in that time did things that they thought were right or tried to justify. Not one good person in this movie. Everyone just falls in that spectrum of being a shitbag person.
Yeah.
sometimes for really terrible reasons, past traumas and things like that. But it was a very fascinating movie.
I don't think I have anything more to say about that.
No, I mean, there's no happy endings or anything like that. But it in the very, very end, it's basically there's this higher power that's sort of behind the curtains, and that higher power, which is like, the tech company, wins at the cost of everybody's humanity, at the cost of even the innocent bystanders, which was one of the neighboring law enforcement that gets, knocked down to the crossfire.
Oh, brutal.
Super brutal. It was brutal where it needed to be. And on that final showdown, very neo-Western, it was just amazingly shot, and no heavy musical score to manipulate you in that such a way. It just was all visual and all actors. Like it's a heavy burden and weight to carry, but I think everyone knocked that out of the park. But ultimately, at the very end, the last commentary, the last jab was. I mean, again, I don't want to spoil too much or anything like that, but there's one of the characters is essentially made disabled.
Yeah.
And then becomes mayor and is the puppet head, and that is a direct commentary on how some of our people in office are unfit to serve, and that some conspiracy theorist person, whatever, is talking through them. I mean, it's not a feel-good movie at all.
Again, we circle back to conspiracy theories. It's all there.
Yeah. Oh, and then lastly, I know I'm talking the most, but it's just like this movie really like it bounced around in my head in all sorts of ways. But there was one character in there that was the most profound, and it was the homeless man. The movie opens up.
Oh my God.
With the homeless man. It's meant to symbolize humanity. Humanity's fighting with itself, and it's trying to quiet the voices through its vices and things like that.
Yeah, I feel like he was a perfect representation of before the acceptance that comes with all that's going around you and the struggle of trying to cope with it. And that was like the most rawest character there.
Yeah, absolutely. Very profound. Great movie. If you love Ari Aster, I think you'll love this one. It ain't no Midsummer. It ain't no Hereditary. I really want to see Beau is Afraid. It's a profound movie, and we enjoyed it. I mean, it was something. Yeah. It was definitely something to talk about. But in our double feature, in order to cleanse the palate, we were like, okay, that woke us up. Now we got to put a sweet cherry on top. And so we took a little quick hour break and came back, got a donut or two, came back around and watched.
Oh my God, yes.
Naked Gun.
The Naked Gun.
The Naked Gun. The requel to the amazing trilogy that originally starred Leslie Nielsen, R.I.P. But this time it's starring Liam Neeson and Pam Anderson and Paul Walter Hauser. There were some big shoes to fill with this role, which he plays Leslie Nielsen's characters, Frank Drebin's Jr., his son. If somebody a year ago, before even saying that Liam Neeson was going to take up the role, if somebody had said they're going to do Naked Gun again, I would have no one in mind to cast. But when I really think about it a little longer, Liam Neeson is the only person that's able to do it, the perfect person. Because the fun part about Frank Drebin in Leslie Nielsen is what makes it funny is that he's the straight man. He believes in everything that he's doing. He's not yucking it up or anything like that. That's what, Leslie Nielsen did serious roles, as did Liam Neeson. Always did serious roles.
Yeah.
But the moment that Liam Neeson stepped into that comedic side was in Ted 2. There is this part in Ted 2 where you're with Ted and he's at the grocery store. There's a cashier and Liam Neeson pops up. And I remember watching this going, holy shit, I did not expect this. This is great. And the exchange is like something like, yes, I had a question about this breakfast cereal. And he's like, yeah, okay. It says here that it is exclusively for kids. Yeah, I believe that's what it says. Now, I'd like to purchase this breakfast cereal. Okay, I have no problem with that. Now, there won't be any authorities following me to my apartment, will there be? No, I don't believe so. I don't believe it's enforced. Like that exchange, it was the most hilarious moment of that film. It's a very funny movie. So when they announced this and they were like, Liam Neeson, dude, I lost my ever-loving shit.
Which is funny because that is when you told me, they're making The Naked Gun with Liam Neeson.
Yeah.
My first thought of Liam Neeson in this movie was in the show Dairy Girls. He plays a cop.
Yeah.
But this time,
heavy on the Irish.
And
your turn. You do an impersonation.
I can't do the impersonation, but at the same time, there's like that dry humor he inserts in there.
If you find me a clip, I'll insert it right. I'll insert it right here.
I'd just like to ask you a few questions.
Okay, sir. I would just like to state for the tape.
There is no tape.
That we are completely and totally innocent, and this is a horrific miscarriage of justice.
Here's where we're at, girls.
I'm actually a boy.
Okay, love.
So I says to myself, says I, Colin, who'd be ringing you at this hour? And sure, if I hadn't been in the middle of a Maeve Binchy, I'd have probably slept through the thing altogether.
What was it we asked him?
I can't remember, sir.
Jesus.
I'm like a dead one.
Mr. McCool, if I could just... Yeah. Alex, don't leave me.
According to the
Is there anyone
mother,
for himself, sir?
Diego's father, this is. Off the wee crater.
That'll do it. Thank you very much for your time.
We can go.
Yes, please. And for the love of suffering Jesus, take him with you.
Thank you. You're a legend.
That's so
Colin.
good.
A legend.
Okay, so the thing with the Naked Gun movies, though, is they're parodies of cop shows. I mean, you know, the Naked Gun, the original trilogy was an extension, a movie form of the TV series Police Squad, which I've never seen, only just clips and pieces. And they lived in this time where we could do silly, we could do parodies, we could do spoofs. And we really hadn't gotten a lot of that after like Scary Movie was done. You know, the Wayans has stopped doing the Scary movies. That was kind of done. It sort of lived in the early 2000s. So when they announced this, I was like, I don't know if we're going to be able to do this. How meta is it going to be? How slapstick? How is it going to work in today's age? Will it be very referential? And the thing was, it was all of those things, and it worked perfectly. The crowd that we saw it with, it was a packed fucking house. Mm-hmm. It was amazing because everyone laughed in all the right spots. Everyone groaned. You know, there are some groaner puns in there. There's some, there's some very literalist jokes. Everything that was in the very first trilogy is exactly in here, and so you know what to expect. There were some I say kids because, you know, I'm 35, so they were like in their early 20s sitting next to me, and I'm like, for a fucking fact, they didn't grow up with Naked Gun like I did. They were fucking bawling, laughing.
Oh, I heard them.
They were dying.
And
I cleared up my lungs.
I don't even know if it was the row behind us or the row in front of us, but there's this guy that he was dying. And I was like about to throw my inhaler, just didn't know which direction because it just sounded like he needed a little assistance with his breathing. But within this,
are we still talking about Eddington? Yeah.
but with this year of like reboots and everything, it just seems that this is like one that actually did work.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Okay, so my fear was that it, like I said, it was going to be like too referential and too meta. And like I said, it had everything, and it hit on those. It had to reference that it's a, you know, not that it didn't directly reference that it was a remake, but he says something along the lines of, you know, I'm Frank Drebin, just, you know, younger and better, or whatever the line was. And I want to say like the only self-reference moment that it had, and you see it in the trailers, is where Liam Neeson's kneeling at his father's picture at the police station, and then Paul Walter Hauser also does it, and his dad, who was Frank Drebin's partner, and then moving down it's a whole row of people.
Line, yeah.
And then it lands on the picture of O.J. Simpson. The O.J. Simpson was in the first Naked Gun before he was infamous. And then cuts to the police officer that's kneeling and looks at the camera and shakes his head like, "Hey, no, just cut it out. Be gone." It's so good. Like, so there's something for everybody. And these movies, you know, in case any young crowds listening, in case no one's ever seen the original Naked Guns. By the way, the original Naked Gun, there are some of that late 80s, early 90s humor that like you maybe can't do nowadays. Mm-hmm. You know, phobic kind of things as far as the community goes. And so it doesn't do that. It doesn't punch down. Some stuff's clever. Most stuff is just absolutely fucking silly. And to quote Mel Brooks, wit is shit, funny is money.
Yeah.
And that's all it was. It was like, dude, everyone that was in this film looks like they had a fucking blast doing it. Like, how can you not have a blast?
Dude, Pamela Anderson, she's just...
I'm sorry,
I was not even expecting her. Okay, so this whole time, I think it was until like a week before, maybe a week and a half, when they start to do like their press tour and everything, more videos started popping up. I'm just like, why is Pamela Anderson with Liam Neeson? And the whole thing, it's like they finally like hard launched their relationship.
Oh yeah,
amazing,
dude.
cool. They both deserve that happiness because they both had their other things happen in their previous ones. But I'm just like, who is she in this movie? But because I'm
the blonde bombshell.
I'm so just like stuck with like the first trailer and that's it. I didn't even know she was in there. Now I gotta wait until the movie comes out.
And she was perfect.
Oh, dude, yeah.
I mean, she's been in comedies before, so
I do have a fun fact.
Is it that Pamela Anderson likes dudes with hogs? Because word around the rumor mill is Liam Neeson's packing.
Okay, no, not that.
Well, news. T.
No, the whole scat scene. I believe
you lost your shit
because I knew the fun fact.
Yeah.
In 8th grade, she auditioned to do scat in her school, and she got the spot, I think, in a play or something. And that's the only thing that she knew how to do, and that's how she got that role. And then, so when it came to doing this part, when she like was going through like the whole thing,
yeah,
they're like, I can scat, and that's how she got this role.
That's wonderful. My God, it's so fucking silly. I mean, it's very straightforward, just crazy fucking comedy. I miss things like this. I hope that there's more. I mean, we even reported on it in our YHST news that the weigh-ins are going to continue with the Scary Movie franchise, but no more has been said since that announcement. But speaking of absurdist comedies, I know we covered Happy Gilmore 2, and I was like very middle, maybe less middle of the road about that movie. And one of my biggest complaints was the cameos. Cameos were all for nothing. This movie had cameos. You want to do some cameos? This is how you do cameos. I love you, Sandler, but relax on the cameos. Here's how you do it. Who was cameoed in this? Weird Al. Love me some Weird Al. He's playing the Forum, I think, right now.
Dude, why you tell me that now?
I learned off of Bad Friends. And then Busta Rhymes.
Oh my God. I lost it when he was on screen and you're like, who's that? And I
don't know my rappers.
At that moment, I was just like, I can't. I'm just the fact that he's just being at the station questioned. And I'm just like.
And what's Neeson's first line to him? Oh, it's quite the rap sheet you have. Oh, for manslaughter. I think it's manslaughter. Must have been quite a joke. Oh, it's so good. God, there were so many. My favorite moment, by the way, body cam. In the promos and things like that, you get a little glimpse at it. I tried to stay away from all the promos. Like, it could kill the jokes and make those jokes dead. So I saw a glimpse of it. So watching the full thing play out was one of the most hilarious moments. And the best moment is like as everyone is watching the body cam going on, which is Liam Neeson eating chili dogs and like shitting himself. So fucking good. Is that Liam Neeson in the interrogation room is just in the corner, just watch the rest of it. I had 5 more chili dogs is the line. God damn it, that movie's good. I can't wait.
I would watch that again.
Yeah, I was about to say, I cannot wait for that to stream. I cannot wait for to watch it again and throw it into circulation.
Yeah.
My God. So anyone who has any doubts whether or not to see Naked Gun, for sure see Naked Gun. If you like comedy in any degree, watch Naked Gun.
Like now.
Now. Is there anything else to say about that? That's pretty straightforward, right?
No. Good comedy. Balance it out.
All right, let's close this out with our usual game. With YHST Gets Fresh. Every other episode, me and Alva alternate in guessing the Rotten Tomato critic and audience score, as well as giving our own rating on the aforementioned movies. In this case, it's Naked Gun and Eddington. And I went too fast. From 0 to 100, 59 and below being rotten and 60 and above being fresh. It will be Alva's turn on guessing the scores on these two movies.
Yes, hi.
They landed it.
Me right here. Hi.
Okay, starting with Eddington, what is your personal rating?
Ooh, I got to give it a 65.
Really? That's pretty low.
I give it a 65 just because...
it made you feel feels.
No, just the beginning was a little bit too slow.
For sure. Okay.
It was more of a... I love movies that are thinkers, but this one kind of like took a couple days to actually settle with you.
Okay.
That's about it. I mean, great cast and everything else. Just maybe this was not one of those movies that I would pick, that I have picked. This is kind of a flop for me.
Really?
Semi-flop.
I would probably give it around like a 75. What do you think the critics' score was?
Maybe like a 72.
And audience?
75.
Well, the critics gave it a 68% and the audience were at a 64%. I'm surprised they even give it that as far as the audience is concerned.
Mm-hmm.
Audience wants like original stories and stuff, but then they don't because they realize it isn't the fast-paced, quick cut stuff and action and explosions. Although there is some action and explosions in this movie,
But
you just gotta wait
till
for it.
the end. You can't just
Yeah.
expect it in the beginning. Okay, next one.
Naked Gun. What is your
Give
rating?
that one a 90.
Nice.
90. Yeah, that was a big for me. Yeah.
Nice.
I think critics might have given it a 93,
Uh-huh.
and audience maybe a 95.
Close on the critics, 89%.
Oh, okay.
The audience, though, kind of disappointed me here.
What?
I think that some of these people, I'll tell you what it is in a second. I think that some of these people that saw it weren't familiar with the franchise, weren't familiar with the style of humor.
That makes sense.
75%.
Fuckers.
Yeah. I wouldn't give it anything lower than an 85.
Count your blessings.
Yeah.
I'm coming after you.
This movie is exactly what we needed, but anyhow, there you have it. There it is.
They have no taste.
Yeah, you have no taste
Y'all
and you
got no
have no
taste.
class. Watching a man poop himself after eating so many chili dogs. I don't know what voice I'm doing, but
And this is coming from someone who doesn't watch that many movies.
I thought you were going to say this is coming from someone who shit themselves.
No, I'm not there yet in my life.
Yet.
I'm waiting for maybe 80.
Every day, darling. Every day I struggle. 80. All right. Again, we're not going to play some trivia, but I think in a couple episodes we'll get around to doing that again. So let's go ahead and close it out unless you have any last words.
No.
Thank you everyone for listening. And once again, we will get around to it very, very soon and going back to our breakdowns and watching those movies that are on that growing list of films. But in the meantime, thank you again for listening. Follow us on social media at
White Chesty
on
Pod.
Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Do all the things that people do on social media, and you can support us that way. In fact, I would like for you to support us in that way more than the other way, which is going to Venmo.
White Chesty Pod.
You want to just throw some dollars and hook us up with some dibs or a packet of gum because I don't snack when I'm at a movie theater. We learned last episode.
Coffee.
A cafecito.
Or a tea.
A tea.
A boba.
Maybe.
A matcha.
We're getting crazy now. We appreciate you. Seriously, I love everyone. I love everyone's communication and sharing and all of our stuff. It's a ton of fun. I love you. I mean it. Come back next week for a brand new episode of You Haven't Seen That podcast. In the meantime, let us know what movies are on your growing list of films that has people asking you the question, you haven't seen that? I'm motherfucking Eddington. I gotta stop doing that.